Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm proud to say this video is sponsored by EA. So guess what, guys? It's that time of year. We got Nesties, but most of all, we got Winter Express. We did this list last year, but we've all learned so much since then. And I want to share my knowledge, even that I've learned over the course of the past year. So real quick, we're going to do the top 8 tips I can provide to you to really improve literally on Apex Legends. Everyone who's new to Apex Legends always comes to the streams and the comment section and always asks, how do you get better at the game? Well, this is going to be literally the best way to get comfortable and start out. So new and seasoned veterans alike, Winter Express is literally where it's at. Trust me, some of these games are the highest MMR, I swear. There's $1 million on the line. Pros even use this mode to warm up for the day. Now let's segue to that list of how to use Winter Express to improve your gameplay on Apex Legends. Number 1, but also the why you should play this mode. Practicing your engagements. Back in the day, back in my time, seriously though, back then we had Skulltown. We used to drop there because that was the best place to learn how to fight and get into engagements. I mean, one could argue now that you can drop Fragment, but sometimes the party just isn't always there. I even mentioned how you have the downtime of Apex Legends, where actual practice can be very difficult to do. You load in, you have to go find loot, then you gotta go find the fight. And you rinse and repeat and you get back in the lobby. What if you die right off rip and then of course you can't get right back into the fight? Winter Express is hands down the best way to learn opponents' movements, predicting enemies, and of course working out your own strafing against them. This is what we call the fundamentals of Apex Legends and mastering your movement. Speaking of mastery, number 2, mastering your loadouts. The biggest thing for newcomers to struggle with is pairing guns together to make an effective combo. Now some of the weapons are not paired perfectly, but these are strong combos to learn those fundamentals we mentioned, such as a triple take and car SMG, wingman and PK. There's pretty solid balance, and the biggest change is that you can choose your loadout instead of being stuck to a specific legend, and a really solid change to the mode overall. It also changes the loadout weapons every couple of hours just to keep it fresh. Number 3, practicing recoil. You can practice recoil all day and hitting targets in the test range, which is fine and dandy, but nothing beats the real deal. Get in there and practice that recoil from a distance and build up what feels more like a real environment when you're actually playing the BR. I'm not telling you not to aim train, I'm not telling you not to go in the test range, just that latency of other players and the real distance of those actual engagements you don't want to miss out in this mode. Number 4, learning to be calm in engagements. Your confidence. I know we mentioned practicing engagements, there's a whole nother level to practice. It is vibing and keeping calm under pressure. So that exists here in its own category, and it deserves its own discussion. This is hard to do in a battle royale because it's really one life and then you lose it all. Here you can pop in some music, vibe with a friend, have a deep conversation, and just play. While yes, there are intense lobbies, you know you could just get right back into it a moment later and these stats don't really matter too much. I get asked a ton, how does one learn to stay calm? Practice in this mode in a calm state. Get your homework done, chores, workday, and vibe. I promise it'll pay off in a big way in the main game once you build that confidence, and it starts in modes like this. Number 5, positioning. Do not sleep on positioning in this mode. While it is a modified King of the Hill, you can spawn and push. It just gets really chaotic and you need to learn optimal positioning, such as maintaining height, holding angles, utilizing nades to push someone out, and ensuring when you hold an angle that your hitbox is as small as possible, and play that objective on the train. You learn from trial and error here on what angles work and which do not. Trust me, it is very easy to tell players who don't know how to position because they will be very hesitant and they lack confidence. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But when you see someone who's not confident, this is why good players just make aggro pushes. And you can instantly control the fight over those that lack that knowledge. So don't hesitate. Fight for the dominant spot and maintain it. This is a great way to teach you how to maintain the optimal spot and positioning. Number 6, playing chess. So like I mentioned, big brain plays, as we call them in FPS games, I call the game of chess. The reason is because it comes from predicting and reading the area. You can be steps ahead of your opponent and make big plays and practice as many outcomes as possible in this game mode. In the standard BR, it can be hard to replicate the same scenario over and over again to figure out what you did right and what you did wrong. This is a way you can constantly play out how every situation could potentially outcome and learn from it. I cannot think of a better mode for this. You learn from trial and error. You want to practice your ranged fights? Well, get the ranged loadout. You want to practice aggressive pushes with the wingman? Then go assault or a specialist loadout, depending of course which has it, because that does switch around the guns in this game mode. Number 7, spamming your abilities. This is a great place to learn how to utilize a specific legend. Utilize the abilities that matter in a gunfight. It's a great way to learn how to grapple, use Watson fences, rampart walls, wraith position when using her tactical, when to octane stim, or Ash, even tactical locking down an area. Make the mistakes here, folks. Best way to do it. I mean, we could go through literally every legend, but this is where you discover the strengths and weaknesses of legends being hot in the moment. It also calls out to those legends who provide a different level of support. Like Loba's ultimate may not have much use here, but her tactical definitely can have some use. Number 8, the one we're going to wrap up on, and I think we mentioned it last year, learn to have fun. I leave you on this note, have fun in the game. You have to. Having fun breeds inspiration and passion, that in turn leads to the spark of learning. Everything all feeds into one another, and if you're not passionate, you don't have inspiration, well, it's definitely going to impact how fast you're going to improve and you're going to fall short. So have some fun and discover why you love the game. And if you don't, I urge you to find something that does bring you some joy and happiness. So find that side hobby and what brings you that joy, and I urge you as you approach the end of the year, well, go into the new year and with those newfound goals and plans. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.